Hello everybody, this is Christy Whitman with the Quantum Success Show, where you can get your information and inspiration to create your desires. And as you can see, I have a friend with me today. This is Dharma Rose, and Dharma is an award-winning internet income coach who will teach you how to build an abundant online business around your passions that you can run from anywhere. Amen to that.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. She's been featured on Entrepreneur.com, Forbes Women, Fox New Business, and more. So she's actually going to provide a free little gift so you can take a quiz. We're going to talk about that today. But you can join her and the 300,000 strong online community at abundantentrepreneur.com to learn more about her. So, Dharma, so excited to chat with you today. Thanks for being here.
You too, Christy. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, everybody has their own definition of success. What does success mean to you?
Well, it's really interesting because I think in North America, most of us define success with regards to money, how much money we're making. Is our income going up from year to year and all that good stuff. And in a lot of other countries around the world, they define success more so in terms of whether you enjoy the work you're doing and whether it really supports your family life, having balance and spending time with your family or doing the different things that you want to do. And so Anthony Robbins has a great quote about success that I love. He says, "Success without fulfillment is failure." And so for me, really figuring out, okay, what is it that brings me total fulfillment in my life? And for me, it's spending time with my family, having the resources to be able to do things that I want to do with them. And so finding a way to make money in a way that I love, but that really supports me spending time with my family, having work-life balance. And so it's really, and money is just a part of that, but it's not the be-all and end-all. So it really is doing work I love that supports me spending time with my family in the way that I want, yeah.
Yeah, there's a quote from Abraham Hicks that said that success is really the joy along the way. It's not the, it encompasses the money and those kind of things, but it's really the measure of success. The measure of success is really the joy that you feel along the way, and I agree with that. And I feel very blessed because I am an abundant entrepreneur. I have created obviously an online business in an abundant space, and I can't imagine like going into an office anymore because I have so much freedom in what I do. And, we were just with each other last weekend and, my kids were with me. So it was like I was able to do my business, run my business. I was still teaching classes from the hotel I was staying at. I was able to have some great time meeting with you and all the amazing people that we were with. And so that's cool too, just having that community. But I had my kids with me too. So we got to go to Legoland and have a really, really great time. And for me, it's the freedom that is created, based on the abundance and, of course, the money. But you're right. It's not the money. The money's great. It's in the bank and, and all that. But it's the bottom line feeling underneath the money that I'm always connecting to because I know that's going to draw more money into my life, which
Absolutely.
Then brings me the lifestyle and the freedom and yeah.
Absolutely. And as I'm sure you shared with your community, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have lots of money, wanting to get paid really well for doing what it is that you love. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And along the way, throughout the years that I've been working with people and teaching them how to create passion-based internet businesses, that's a limiting belief that I bump up against a lot with the different people that I work with is, just maybe some guilt around admitting, hey, I want to be making more money. I want to have more financial abundance in my life. And there's really nothing wrong with wanting to be financially abundant. Money is just energy, as I know that you believe that as well. It's just energy. It's a form of energy. It's a form of energetic currency. And it's really what you're doing with the money. You could be making tons of money and, you're using it to buy a nice home for your family or put your kids through school or giving to charities that you support and causes that you care about. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to have a lot of money. But I really believe that whether it's starting an internet business around your passions or any other goal that you have in life, it's not about the goal that you set. When you hit that goal and going for that goal and taking action towards it consistently is absolutely important, but it's really who you have to become along the way to achieve that goal, right? life is a spiritual journey. What's the Wayne Dyer quote? We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. Is that what he says?
Yeah, it's actually that. Yeah, there's many people that have said that, but yeah, it's we're spiritual beings having a human experience. I know I definitely butchered that.
Yeah, right. Okay, something like that. But so whether it's creating a business or getting your dream job or losing some weight that's not serving you anymore, whatever it is, it's the person that you have to become. It's the development that you go through as a human being and as a spiritual being to reach that goal that really brings you that joy and brings you that growth. We're growth-seeking beings, and as long as we feel like we're growing and expanding, we're going to be happy. And that's one of the passions that I have around doing what I do, is because I get to help facilitate that growth and assist people along that path and see them not only achieving the results that they want, but like that moment of, I did something I just wasn't sure that I could really do, and how you grow as a person from that. And so that's, going back to the joy and fulfillment, how that ties into success and defining success. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. My coach, Karen Mark Wilson, says that we don't grow our businesses grow us.
I love that.
And it's so true. It's so true, because any level of success that I've reached, it's like I've grown and then the success came. I grew and then the success came. And then, then the success came and I grew more. And so it's like it's all just right there. And it is really the growth and the expansion that happens. And that's the juice of it. I mean, the extra money, the accolades, all that stuff is fun also, but it's not that stuff alone is empty. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's the juice underneath it. And like you said, like looking at money in a different way. And I'm glad that we're having this discussion about money, because if you have a belief or if you have thoughts that money is bad, you need to eradicate that right away, because money, please, immediately. Please. I don't know who said that, where it came from, but it's just completely off the mark. And, for me, because I have money, I've been able to do a lot of amazing things in my life, but it's like because of the money, I'm able to invest more in my business. So I'm able to reach more people with this message, because I can invest money back in my business. I can give to charities. I can feed my kids. I can give, it's like there's so many, I can see the world. I mean, there's so much you can do. And as long as Source doesn't have a shortage of money. Source does not have a shortage of abundance. And so because I'm making money, it doesn't mean that I'm taking it from somebody else. I have my own pie that I get to tap into and my own, supply of it. And so I don't know where that's coming from, but it literally, I challenge you, if you have any negative thing that comes up when Dharma and I are talking about money, you need to figure out what that is and find that belief and just take it from the roots and release it, and then bring in the acceptance of money, because it's a part of our world. And then actually it's not the money you're seeking, it's the feeling underneath. Absolutely.
Thank that limiting belief for sharing, and then send it on its way.
Absolutely.
Thank you for offering that, and I release you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what is one of like the very first things, like if someone wants to create an abundant internet business, what is one of the first things that they need to do?
Well, you really need to get clear on what your passions are. And I say passions because often most of us are going to have more than one passion, not just going to have one passion. And what I see sometimes that people do is they have an idea for an internet business, thinking, oh, this is just going to be, this is going to go crazy. People are going to just be all over this. They're going to be lining up to to buy this product or this service or whatever it is. And that idea that they have isn't necessarily something that's aligned with their passion. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is you end up locking yourself into a situation where you're constantly talking and sharing and if you're doing a blog or something like that, writing content about a topic that you're not super passionate about. And if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to stick with it, right? And the name of the game is you want something that you're going to stick with, because I'm sure we've all heard people saying overnight success, this and that. I mean, the reality is, and I'm sure you'll agree, is it takes some time to build yourself up to a certain level where you're really seeing the abundance that you desire. You have to stick with it and take consistent action. But realistically, exactly, and it takes some time. So you really want to make sure that you're working on something that's aligned with your passions. So step number one is identifying what your passions are. And I think sometimes people have a misconception that for something to be a passion for you, it's got to be something where you're like burning up inside and you wake up every day, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to do this thing. And just this overwhelming sense of just fiery desire to spend time doing whatever that is. And that's not always the case. Sometimes a passion is something where while you're doing it, you're just completely lost in the moment. You're in the zone and you're zoned out. It could be a hobby. It could be cooking, fly fishing. I mean, it could be anything. So considering that your passion could look, a lot of different kinds of ways, getting clear on what your passions are. And just a bonus tip too, that the next step to creating an abundant internet business around your passions is to then figure out which of your passions has money-making potential online, because not all of them will. So there are some steps involved, and you do want to take a bit of time to figure out, okay, I have taken the time, I've figured out, my top 3 or 5 passions or whatever that is, and now I need to figure out, okay, which of these actually has the potential to make me money online, because not all of them will. And so that's another big mistake that I see people making, is they rush into creating a website or a blog or a product or something around a passion where they haven't taken the time to check and do some research to see if there's actually people online who would be willing to pay money related to that topic. So it's important to first identify what your passions are, and then take the time to do the research to figure out which of them have money-making potential for you online. So it's really those 2 things you want to start with.
Awesome. That's great advice. Thank you. So what do you think is one of the biggest things that really holds people back from being successul?
We touched on it a moment ago. I don't know what it is, but there's something built into our framework of human being where we resist taking consistent action. Would you agree?
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
And I consider myself an action taker, but I mean, man, I have days where I'm just like dragging my feet. I have concrete boots on and I am just resisting taking action. So I don't know what it is that has us all of a sudden be excited about something, and then the next day or a week later or a month later, we just kind of get into this rut where we just have this resistance to taking action. But really just taking consistent action over and over and over again. And when you have a limiting belief or something like that come up, and a big one is I would say is confusion. So we get into these thought patterns where we tell ourselves things like, you know what, I'm trying to learn this new information and I feel confused. It's feeling difficult. And just because it feels difficult, you know what, it means it's not working, or it means it's not the right fit for me, or it means that I can't do it. So, if we think back to when we're children, when we're learning how to walk, right? When we are falling down every 5 minutes and we're bumping our knees and we're hurting ourselves and we're crying, we just continue to take consistent action, and eventually we learn how to walk. We have the assistance of people around us to help support us, right? Like our parents or caregivers or whatever, but we take consistent action, and something kicks in as we become adults where that, your limiting beliefs kick in and you stop taking consistent action. So it's really just all about taking consistent action, not letting yourself get into a mode of feeling confused, feeling like you can't move on. Just saying, you know what, I feel confused right now, or you know what, I'm in this rut where I feel like I don't want to take action on this step that I know that I need to take. And that's okay, I'm going to revisit it tomorrow, or I'm going to push through it. But don't let it stop you. Just keep going, keep moving forward. And sometimes even if you're just taking a baby step, forward is still forward.
I like to say, it's like keeping the momentum going. You know
Yes.
what I mean? It's like it's so much harder once you stop the momentum to get started again. So even if you're tired, or it's not like pushing through where you're just like having to bulldoze over something, but it's like do what you can for yourself today, and energetically keep a movement, keep a wave going. Some days it could be a huge big wave, and other days it could be just a little piddly wave, but it's like keep the energy moving in the direction of your vision. And there's self-care and all that kind of stuff if you're tired. And yes, I mean, for me, the biggest thing for me is that in one of the secrets of my success is that I figure that there's 2 parts of me. There's the metaphysical side and there's the physical side. And that metaphysical side is the part that needs to align and look at what my limiting beliefs are, and look at what my beliefs are that actually move me towards my goals, and make sure that the energy I'm giving out as the energy emitter that I am, in my beliefs, my thoughts, my emotions, what I say, and the actions that I take all of it needs to first be aligned. And once I'm aligned, then any action I take from that place is going to be focused. It's going to be deliberate. It's going to be very, it's going to be on point so much that I'm going to get so much mileage out of that action than if I was scattered. And like you were saying, it's like having that clarity. So, and then there's the physical part, and that's taking the action, and whether it's small little actions or if it's big, huge actions, but that momentum going forward. Now, I know that you have a gift to give everybody, and it's a quiz that could actually, you can find out what stops you, right?
Absolutely. I have a free quiz you can take. It takes about 30 seconds. There's about 9 questions. And the quiz is going to basically help you identify. Usually there's 4 limiting beliefs that most of us have around money. We were talking about our money conversations earlier in our chat. And usually there's about 4 that really stop us from not only attracting the money we desire, but holding on to it. I don't know if you've ever had that experience where you make a bunch of money and you're like, yeah, and all of a sudden it's like, where did it go, right? So something happened. What happened? And so you can take this free quiz to figure out which of these 4 limiting beliefs, I call them income-crushing lies, might be blocking you from attracting the money that you desire and holding on to it.
Awesome. Well, Dharma, I appreciate you being on the show. And family, if you can let us know what you're taking away from our discussion today. What aha to hit you today? What belief did you have? What resistance did you have that maybe was popped a little bit? What are you taking away from today that will help you move forward so that you can create momentum, whether you're looking to create an online business, whether you're looking to do better at the job that you have, whether you're looking to start your own business, not maybe a brick and mortar, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're looking for in your life, take the information that we've shared and, change the conversation in your head about money. And, go and do Dharma's quiz, because it doesn't matter what you're doing in the world to, have your income stream come in. If you know what your limitations are, then you can actually change them. So let us know how this information has impacted you. Dharma, great to see you last weekend. Thank you for being here. And and thank you for what you're doing, because that abundance conversation is so important to have, especially this time in the space that we are in the world today, is that lack and limitation just literally needs to continue to be released. We've learned about it too long. We've been conditioned with it too long. And if we all start just getting into that field of abundance, there's more than enough for us and everybody to go around. So thank you, Dharma.
Thank you so much.